2-0 in the duel. That is their first fall victory of the day. Moves us to 174. Luca Augustine for the Pitt Panthers will take on Gaetano Consoli for Duke. Augustine coming in at number 19 in the nation at the 174 weight.
Luca Augustine trying to control the ties right now. Had a big overtime win against NC State, against Maddie Singleton.
Yeah, Keith Gavin was impressed with Luca Augustine. The way he wrestled in that win over Singleton, said he had a lot of opportunities to score, but Singleton did a good job of just not going down. And Gavin mentioned how frustrating that can be when you're in Augustine's shoes and you're clearly out wrestling the guy, but you're just not getting the points to show for it. And said that Luca did a nice job not letting that get to him and stayed the course. That's how you win matches, big matches like that, against stingy wrestlers like Singleton. And Augustine comes away with the double overtime 3-1 decision over Singleton, who at the time was the number 18 guy in the country at 174.
Great takedown there from Consoli. Augustine does a good job getting right back to his feet.
So Consoli actually starts things off with the lead. Duke obviously with not too many takedowns here today, but Consoli seizes the opportunity of 3-1 in the first and expect a response here from Augustine.
Yeah, if you're Pitt, you'd like to see Augustine get one here in this first period and then ride out for the balance to at least take a lead into the second. Consoli doing a nice job keeping his distance and getting some good re-attacks.
Wrestle here, guys.
Consoli, meanwhile, was pinned in his last outing. That was January 20th. But a good response from the Duke sophomore here today, getting the early lead on Luca Augustine due to the first period takedown.
Yeah, really did a nice job taking an opportunity, getting on that outside leg and just putting Augustine in a position where he was unable to defend it.
Consoli from Barrington Hills, Illinois, 4-8 record on the season. Competed in ACCs last year at the 174 weight. Actually went up against Luca Augustine at ACCs a season ago, and that one was a 20-3 technical fall win for Augustine. So you can note the improvement here from Consoli since March, huh?
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's picked up on Augustine's style and was able to defend it well in that opening period.
So you can watch film on a guy as much as you want, right? But how much does it benefit you just to actually go up against the guy rather than having to watch it from afar?
Yeah, it's obviously makes it tougher as you go, right? Especially when you see some of these guys, they wrestle for the first time, and then throughout ACCs in a career, right, they wrestle every year. You're notice these scores getting smaller and smaller and smaller because they get the feel, right? They understand the style, they understand how they're going to come at them, and you know, getting that first one, sometimes it's like you said, you see it on film, but you don't quite know, how it's going to be in an actual match. But once you start to get the feel for a guy, then you can start to shut down their offense a little bit and figure out ways to how you can score. You can see here Consoli holding on to the wrists, just really keeping Augustine more in the ties, Now Augustine trying to set the edge, but unable to finish. Goes right back into an attack. Solely doing a nice job tying him up. You can tell Luca's getting frustrated.
Well, it's interesting. I was just going to mention to you what we talked about with last week, his match against NC State, and what Gavin said about him being the better wrestler but just not having the points to show for it, and how you have to manage that frustration. It almost looks like you're seeing that a little bit here as well.
Yeah, something where maybe it's Augustine gets back into the room and works on some finishes and different ways where, okay, if people shut down my regular attacks and how I typically lower my level and get into the offense, what do I do next? He's getting into those tie situations, but when he's been lowering his level, Consoli's been able to shut him down.
And on a day where just about everything has gone according to the projection, we've got a bit of a surprise brewing here at 174 in the third period. Number 19, Luca Augustine, trying to avoid what would be a damaging loss for him here against Consoli. And Duke, meanwhile, looking for what would end up being their first match win of the duel.
Augustine feeling confident that he can get a takedown here by giving up the escape point. You're going to get the first stall call.
Exciting finish ahead here at 174. Consoli with the lead on Augustine, trying to get the upset, receiving the motivation from his coaching staff, Matt's side. They know what's at stake here for Gaetano Consoli.
He keeps trying to duck out from underneath those ties, does Augustine.
Consoli has not won an ACC match in his career. He's in his redshirt sophomore season for Duke.
Augustine trying to again put pressure near the out of bounds line. Snap down attempt here. And a good job there getting that far knee. What a smart move there by Augustine. He saw that he could get that far knee. Gets the takedown. Now does he stick to ride here? Up 5-4. He noticed Consoli was coming up a bit, and as he was coming up, was able to drive where he would not be able to stop that knee pick and be able to get the takedown.
Riding time is not a factor. Augustine on top here, 23 seconds remaining.
Consoli here trying to get up to his feet. Augustine does not have any stall calls on him. He's got to ride for these last 8 seconds.
Consoli doing everything in his will to get out, but he is not able to. And for the second consecutive week, Luca Augustine battles through adversity and stingy wrestling from the opponent on his way to a win. And you see the sigh of relief from the Panther redshirt junior, but Augustine gets it done in the decision win, and Jared Kessler got the Panthers' first pin of the afternoon. It's 29-0 Panthers.